to the B to the O to the N to the A. Hey, what's up, my dreamers? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl E, and as you know, this is Dream with E. So welcome back to my channel. We have so much to discuss. Okay, so much to discuss. I feel as though, let me calm myself. You know what, before we get into it, I just need to just do a little protection here, get the energy just right, lighting my Palo Santo, and we're gonna get into this because I have so much to discuss with you guys today. The dream world has been popping off, okay? When I say popping off, I've been in that thing. So I'm gonna discuss all of that with you guys today. I'm just gonna put some Florida water on my hands, kind of cleanse my energy. I have a stone with me today, rose quartz, because let's exude more love, you know? We need more love in the world. So I brought my rose quartz. So my mother gifted this to me, and basically I just want to put all my loving energy into this crystal, and I hope to spread it and share it with you all here watching. So getting my space right today, get my Florida water real quick. How have you all been? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get into this little tea. Can't wait to get into this discussion today. Oof, the energy is for real on the planet right now. The feminine energy on the planet is coming on strong, you guys. If you've been in a healing space, if you've been in a space where you're just questioning everything and you want to do good, you want to see good, you want to heal internally from everything that you know that maybe you have been dealing with in life, you're getting more healthy in your habits, you're eating, you're sleeping, you just want to be better. That's the feminine energy. And the feminine energy is on the planet wildly crazy. Just waking up too. Just waking up. I don't know if you guys have been noticing a shift in the energy, but wellness is a big thing right now. So I suggest you all to dive into it. Get you a piece. Get you a piece of that energy. Okay. And I don't know if I mentioned last time, but before each dream discussion, I'm going to be pulling a card from my deck here. And so just to get some guidance, maybe to get some answers, or just for fun, see what comes out of it and see how it correlates to the dream that I had. Yes, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to share last night's dream with you guys. And I feel as though ever since I decided I wanted to start this channel, my body, the energy, just everything is aligning, and I'm having dream after dream after dream. Like I said, I'll be in that thing. Okay, who gonna stop me now? Have you guys been dreaming more? Let me know if you guys have been having more dreams, if you feel like what your dreams have been like. How do you feel after you wake up from a dream? That's something that my boyfriend said to me last night, is like, that's how he's able to determine how his dreams were. If he can't remember them, he just knows that he has dreams. Is like how he feels when he wakes up in the morning. So I want to hear it. Comment down below. And while you're commenting, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, okay? Because you do not want to miss this tea. I promise you. I promise y'all, you don't want to miss this. So yeah, comment, share, subscribe, do the you thing, do the YouTube thing, and vibe. Hey, I just made up a song. YouTube cannot copyright me on that. TM, that's mine. I made that song up. Okay, so let me just get these cards ready. Today's discussion is going to be on why you should have a dream journal and why it's important to keep a dream journal, the benefits, and how it's helped me. This is probably like my third dream journal in life. So they have just been extremely useful, and we'll get into it. Let me just pull a card here. Actually, you guys can help me pull a card. Let's see. We'll pick out of this deck here. Pick a card, any card. Which one? That one? This one? Over here? This one? Okay, we'll go with this one. Let's see. Ooh, so we have riding cosmic waves, y'all. Can we make this up? We did not make this up, you guys. We picked this card. This is all about us today. So we riding cosmic waves. We be in the ethers in these dreams. I'm trying to tell you, this stuff is powerful. Okay. Let's get into it. So as I mentioned before, the more and more that I have been like making a definite, making my words. I cannot find my words. But the more and more that I have been telling myself I want to do this channel, the more and more that I've been dreaming. So I have a dream journal, and you saw in my last video here that this is my journal. This is what I write all my dreams in. And they say that when you're dreaming and you wake up, the first thing you want to do is grab your dream journal and write down everything, because as soon as you start to move around, you forget that thing. And the thing with dreams is like, you'll see it in your mind and you'll be like, I remember this and this happened, but the words are not there. You cannot formulate the words, and that's just the strangest thing. You can see the images in your mind, but you can't formulate the words. And that's another thing about dreams, is that our eyes are closed, yet we can still see all of these images and things that are happening because we have a third eye. And that is kind of the portal that we use to dream. Is it our third eye, you guys? It's our pineal gland. If you're here, I'm probably sure that you know so much about a pineal gland already. But the access to the other worlds and all of that is through your third eye. That's where your cosmic energy is held, you know? So a few important things on why you should keep a dream journal. One, so when you first wake up, you remember what the heck went on. You remember all the little tiny details that may be very important for you if your body or if your mind, your subconscious is trying to tell you something. So you want to remember those key details, which is why you should keep a dream journal. And as soon as you wake up from a dream, it's important to write it down. Don't sleep. No pun intended. Don't sleep on this. Write it down, because then you can go back and you'll be like, oh yeah, that did happen. That happened, and then be like, well, this happened around there, and start to interpret some dreams for yourself. So that's one important fact for the dream journal, writing it down so you have a better memory of what happened. Another important thing to keep a dream journal is also because it kind of lets you know how you're doing emotionally and kind of mentally. If you have a dream journal, you'll be able to know, and I mentioned this in my last video, you'll be able to know if you're like struggling with something in your life, and then you look back at your dreams and maybe your dreams were really hectic. You were running around, maybe you were scared, or someone was always chasing you, or your worst fears, like if you're afraid of heights and all of a sudden all of your dreams are just like you on skyscrapers, you on a roller coaster, you in a parachute. Like, sis, meditation, let's help ourselves here. So those can be a good way to track your emotional state, is through your dream journal. Or maybe you're having like really positive dreams, you know, all of your wishes are coming true, things of that nature. You want to document that, because maybe in the future it could be foretelling, like, oh, I had a dream that, you know, I went on a family reunion, we went to this trip, I was with my family, I was really happy, and then like maybe 2 years later or a year later, you're at that family reunion, you're happy, you're having a great old time, and you'll be like, I think I had a dream about this, you know. Keep that dream journal. Another good reason to have a dream journal, you guys, and this is the one that I rocks with. This is the key reason. Okay, the key reason why I keep my dream journal is because it helps you with lucid dreaming. We will get into all of the lucids of the dreams, okay? Like, lucid dreaming is where I like to be, is my wheelhouse, okay? I'm not 100% in it yet, but that's my goal. Let me get some water. Oh, she fancy. She got the lemon in her water. She's staying hydrated. She looking good. Okay, sorry. Ooh, I almost spilled it now. Got to be more careful. All right, so lucid dreaming is another great reason as to why you should keep a dream journal. If you are actively trying to lucid dream, when you keep a dream journal, it documents the dreams that you're having. And dreams can be so abstract and so weird. And oftentimes when we dream, we don't even know that we're in a dream. But the more that we make a conscious effort to say, this was a dream, this was a dream, this was a dream, and we actually write it pen to paper, that makes a record in our mind of how dreams kind of appear to us, the things that are happening, the abstractiness of the dream. You know, 1 minute you're on the beach, the next minute you're in a school bus, and you're the captain of a cheerleading team all in a half a second. That's not how our waking reality works. And so the more that we document those kind of things in our dream journals, the more we start to dream and we see these abstracty things, our brain will say, you're dreaming. This is a dream. And it's that awareness in your consciousness that allows you then to take over the dream. And that's what lucid dreaming is about. That's why I be like, let me get in that thing. And I've had a few lucid dreams where I was able to take over the dream. Lucid dreaming is when you have the ability to realize, wait, I'm in a dream, and then you can actually do whatever you want in that dream, because there are no rules that bound you because there is no physical body, there is no physical world. It's all just, it's all energy, actually. It is all energy. So when you lucid dream, you're like, oh, I'm dreaming. And then what do I want to do? That's the first thing I ask myself when I'm lucid dreaming. And believe it or not, ever since I started this channel, I have been aware and lucid in my dreams twice already. And that is more than I have been maybe in the last 2 years. So just keeping this dream journal and knowing that I want to do more in my dreams, knowing that when I have a dream and it's not real, that like I want to dig deeper, I want to go different places, has allowed me in my subconscious to make notation like, hey, you write a lot about dreams, you talk a lot about dreams, you want to do more in your dreams, and so you become lucid. And I think I told you guys how I became lucid in my last video. This next, the other dream that I've had since I started my channel of me being lucid is I was walking downstairs, and I can't tell you any of the other stuff that happened because it's like it's a dream, so you don't be remembering. But all I remember is that I was walking down the stairs and I was like, ooh, this is a dream, I'm lucid, bet. And I told myself, okay, I'm gonna give myself some time to wrap around these stairs, and when I get to the bottom of the stairs, then I'm gonna be like, start talking to my dream extras. That's the other people that show up in my dream that I don't know. I call them the extras because they are an extra in my movie. And this, honey, is my movie. So as I was like coming down the stairs, I don't know what happened. I must have became lucid, and then I wasn't lucid anymore, because then I was just like, walking down the stairs, I'm in this dream. I was back in that thing like scripted. So my goal is to just become more lucid in all of my dreams. Like I want to be running that thing in all of my dreams. And when you lucid dream, and we spoke about this before, and I'll do a whole video on nothing but lucid dreamings, you have power, you have control, you can do whatever you want. Quickly, there was this time I had a dream, and I was walking down this back alley. It was super dark. There was like sketchy people around, like a van over here, and it was in the desert. It was in Vegas. I'm from Las Vegas, so it was like a dark alley, desert around, all of that good stuff. And I'm like, this is crazy, kind of getting a little scared watching my back. And then all of a sudden my sister was there, and we were holding hands walking down this alley, and I'm like, wait, my sister lives somewhere else. This can't be right. Like, you are not here, girl. When did you fly in? I'll pick you up from the airport. Never happened. So immediately, somehow I was like, oh my God, I'm in a dream, I'm in a dream. So I took my sister's hand, I'm like, sis, we're dreaming right now. Where do you wanna go? We could go anywhere, anywhere, anywhere. Where do you wanna go? And she was like, Hawaii. So I was like, okay, think about Hawaii, think about Hawaii. And then I was like thinking about it. And then for half a second I was on a beach, and then I woke up. But we went to Hawaii, and I've been to Paris in a lucid dream. I've been flying with my own arms in a lucid dream. I'm telling y'all, once you start to lucid dream, you can do anything and you're not even bound to the earth. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? You're not even bound to the earth. You want to go to Mars? Where? Elon Musk, who? Okay? In a lucid dream, you can really do what you really want in that dream. So those are some important tips on why to keep a dream journal. And then also another good reason to keep a dream journal is just for the fun of it. Bring it out at parties if you want to be like, you guys, I had this crazy dream. Okay, go through it and then, you know, discuss it. You could be like, just keeping it for fun, or to read stories to, if they're not so scary, like maybe to read a story, bedtime story to your kids, something like that, if they're not too creepy and scary. So that is the end of why you should keep a lucid dream, but I will not let you go before I tell you about my dream last night. So last night I had a dream that I went to New Zealand, and it was just me. I was by myself. I was in New Zealand, and we were like at this cabin, and there was a bunch of Kiwis there. And that's what they called themselves. They're like, we're Kiwis. They call us Kiwis, so we're Kiwis. I'm still working on my Kiwi accent, so do not judge. But we were just sitting there chilling, talking. We were in a cabin. It was cold, so we had like our long sleeve sweaters on and hats and stuff, and just chilling, talking. And then someone had brought out some shrooms. Some shrooms. Someone had brought out some fungi to make it a fun night. And I was like, sure, why not? I'll partake. So I took a couple of like little bites of the shrooms or whatever, and I'm just chilling, we're talking, having a good old time. And then somehow one of the girls were like talking about daydreaming and how, you know, she likes to daydream and, you know, some of her daydreams. And I was like, oh, you like to daydream? I actually have a YouTube channel, and one of my topics will be discussing daydreams and how you can manifest you can manifest through your daydreams. And she was like, oh yeah, and I was like, yeah, just like that. Yeah, like, yeah, you can do it. And she was like, oh yeah, I kind of like just so like flat. And I was, you know, like I just said, I was like, yeah. So she's like, oh. And then I'm like, okay. So I started talking to this other girl right next to me, and I'm like, you know, hey, blah, blah, blah. Her and I are both shrooming out. We're having a good time. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, this group of guys barge in through the door, and they come walking in. And she was like, oh, gotta go. And I'm like, where are you going? She's like, I'm out of here, gotta go. So she left, and I'm like, okay. And then these guys are just like, you know, around, and I'm feeling like a little bit of weird energy, kind of like, why are you here? What is going on? Maybe a party is about to start. So I'm like, okay, party's gonna start. These guys are here, party's gonna start. And then they were just like questioning me, and I was like thinking, because hey, I'm new, they don't know me, they're just asking questions to get to know me. But then I felt like this has turned into an interrogation, like, where are you from? Like, I already told you where I was from. What brings you down to New Zealand? Maybe they didn't say I so much. I'm putting extras on it, but they're just like, what brings you down to New Zealand? And I was like, oh, I'm just here like touring, you know, I wanted to come. It's close to Australia, all this other stuff, blah, blah, it's beautiful, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, where are you from? And they kept asking me, where am I from? And I was like, I'm from the States. And they're like, oh. So then all of a sudden there was one little chocolate brother in the group, okay, one brother, and all of a sudden he starts like coming at me, you know, like he wanted to fight or something. And then the guys started pushing me and stuff like that. I'm like, what's going on? And we tumble outside, and then another girl's like, stop, and like pushes them back, and then they leave. So weird. So they leave, and we're outside now. It's a bonfire, and we're all around the bonfire, and we're talking. And as we're talking, in the sky, like when you look out into the sky, there's like digital advertisements. So, and the advertisements change. Like if I were talking and I were to say like, oh, and then I needed to, you know, get my hair done and got some braids, then you would see a girl, and then she would have like braids, and I'll be like, for braiding, call da-da-da-da-da, or the website, da-da-da-da-da, and, or if we were drinking our beers, and like, oh, what kind of beer is this? Oh, this beer is good. A digital advertisement in the sky of this beer would come up. Get more Jolly Rockers here. It was the craziest thing. And so I'm sitting there looking at all of these like digital advertisements, seeing girls like throw their hair back, like, you know, just seeing all these different kind of adverts in the sky, like digitally in the freaking sky. I look up at the moon and I'm like, the moon has a question mark around it. I'm like, why does the moon have a question mark on it? And everybody kind of like got quiet and they looked at me and I was like, the moon, it has a question mark. It was like a question mark and then a bunch of, I'll actually draw it out for you guys. It was like, oh shoot, come on pen, don't do me like this. But imagine this in like digitally kind of like cartoony-ish looking. So it was like a question mark. Oh, pen, you wrong for that. This pen is a hater, but I don't know if you can see that. So it was like a question mark and then a bunch of, you know how they do on the tubes. They be like, put your hand up behind. So it was like that on the moon. I'm like, the moon has a question mark around it. Why is that? And then all of a sudden it just like disappeared and the guys came back in again. And this time I felt like I knew I took shrooms, I knew I took fungi, but I was like, I feel like I've been actually drugged with something else. And so the one chocolate brother, he's coming at me, asking me questions, blah, 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 you know, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, I'm not scared. In my mind, I'm like, I'm not scared. I'm going to stick up for myself. So I'm like, what? You know, what? You can't touch me. You can't touch me. And then like in my ignorance of this dream, I'm like, if I use the N word, I'm going to come across stronger. I'm more like thuggish or whatever. It sounds so crazy because I don't use the N word in my waking life. Don't believe in it. Don't like it. Don't choose to use it. So I'm like, what? And then in my mind, I'm like, girl, this does not sound good. Like, what are you doing? And in my mind, I'm like, this is my brother. I'm not about to come at him like this. So one of the Kiwis, obviously, he grabbed me by my neck and like he was trying to push me back and they were pushing the brother back and then he was trying to push me back, but he had me by my neck. And then I'm also feeling drugged at the same time. And so I'm like, brother, you're my brother. We family. We ain't even supposed to be getting down like this. Why are you coming at me like this? Like, we're supposed to stick together. We're a family. And as I started saying that, the guy then started choking me. And like, I'm looking into his eyes and his eyes are just like a piercing blue. And he's like choking me. And the more I'm looking into his eyes, in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, he's about to mess with me because I knows how to get out of this stuff. And I'm like thinking about how I'm gonna attack him because I didn't think he was trying to hurt me, but it was very strong. So I was like getting ready to like, you know, attack and kick him in the nuts. And then as he's choking me, his eyes are just locked into mine and the blue irises of his eyes just start expanding, getting wider and wider. And then like digital, like lighted up digital stuff, digital numbers and symbols were coming in his eyes, and I felt like he was trying to extract information from me, like, where are you from? And immediately when I saw that, something just said, close my eyes. So I closed my eyes real tight, woke up out of my dream. Shit was crazy. And I even wrote down like the symbols, what they looked like. That's also an important reason to keep a dream journal, so you know what stuff looks like. If you see it in your real reality, you can start researching and understand the messages that are coming to you in these dreams, because your dreams are giving you messages. So I woke up, I closed my eyes real tight, and I was like, that was some wild ass shit. But the digital ads, like, I would have loved to see what those cars looked like there, walked around more. If I was lucid, I could have did more, but I was not lucid. So what do you guys think that means? Comment below and let me know what you think it means. Let's get into it. Let's try to interpret it. If you have been to a place where you also saw digital ads like in the sky, let me know, because we may have been somewhere and maybe that's why they were questioning me. All right, you guys, that is all for today's show. I will see you guys back here and just keep dreaming. Peace.